This is Laszlo, and he's currently living with Crystal, his partner. And Laszlo, of course, has had just the biggest crush on Crystal for just the longest time ever. And he just like not only finds her like physically attractive, but like mentally, she's just like everything that he wants in a woman. But Crystal she's had some really bad experiences with like her parents not really being the best. So like her dad was a deadbeat, so she didn't really know her dad, and her mother wasn't really the greatest mother like at all. So she already rocky start, and then her romantic relationships just haven't been the greatest. So Crystal isn't really too chuffed, or she doesn't really want to settle down and have kids and start a family. Not because she doesn't inherently want to, but she's scared that she'll become her mother. I think Laszlo understands that, and he's very like calm and patient, and he's willing to wait for her. After Vidkun's death, he was like, okay, well, life is so short, and I just want to like do all the things that I've been meaning to do like right now before like time comes or whatever the fuck. And Crystal was like, well, you're not gonna die. I feel like this immense pressure to like have kids and kind of give up my life to become a mother when I have so much going for me right now. Like, I don't want to feel trapped. Of course, the way she said it wasn't the best. You know, she was very aggressive about it, but I think Laszlo kind of translated that in his head, and he was like, okay, what Crystal's saying is right. Like, we don't have to rush into things. And Crystal actually owns a business, so she makes robots and just sells them at a higher price, but it hasn't officially opened yet. And she's been working quite hard to make lots of different stuff to sell. And I think she's just a very anxious person. So Laszlo's kind of a more of a let's just do everything right now, think about it later. She's the exact opposite. Crystal was actually pregnant. She got pregnant with Laszlo's kids, and she had a miscarriage actually. And this was after they had their talk about marriage and, you know, having children. And Crystal was like, okay, you've brought up having children and getting married, and now all of a sudden I've fallen pregnant. Like, she was very much like, okay, Laszlo, this is very suspicious. Like, what is going on? What is your problem? And they had a big like argument about it. And Laszlo was like, well, it wasn't on purpose. It kind of just like happened to be like that. And it's unfortunate that that happened, but now they're both like using protection on birth control and stuff, so no accidents happen. It's not like she hates kids. She does want to become a mother, I think, at some point, but not right now. And now is definitely not time when she has so many ambitions that she's working towards. I feel like a kid will just really slow that down. Laszlo is also a werewolf, so I don't think he needs to sleep anymore, because when it becomes night, like, he's just filled with the energy of, I don't know, the feral energy. So that just gives him more time to like do more shit. I don't know. But Laszlo is a werewolf now, and it took me so long. I was harassing that dog for God knows how long, but he's a werewolf now. I want to get Crystal's shop in order. I just want to make sure that she has everything that she needs. So I'm going to make her resume making that sentry bot. But she is just very hyper focused on her goals, her ambitions, and she has a certain view of where she wants to be in life. And children, she hasn't quit her job. I thought I had to quit her job. She was in science. I feel like her and Laszlo met during college or uni or whatever, got to know each other, took the same course, went in the same career field, but Crystal doesn't want to do that. She sees herself owning like businesses and like being a lot more self-made. I didn't calculate her secondary aspiration. Let's do that now. So I calculated her secondary aspiration, and she got Fortune A, and she's already a Fortune sim, so I'm just not going to give her a secondary aspiration. The next one was Knowledge B, which is Evil Scientist. I don't really see her as a type to do all that, and so it's just Fortune for her, I think. Oh, how could I forget to introduce you to the dog? Astro, he's a golden retriever. I think he's a rescue. He stinks, and he's in the bed. No, wash Astro now. They used to have a lot more dogs before this, but they weren't dogs, they were wolves, and I just did a wolf purge. Like, I just realized, no, I don't want wolves, I want dogs. She's so close to getting a gold robotics badge. Let me check Laszlo's hours. Will Laszlo be open to? He's not at work today. He can help out. Okay, we'll wait until Laszlo's finished with Astro, and after that we can go to the business together. She does have a debt as well, so she has a 7,000 debt. Hopefully they'll be able to just pay that back. They have a maid. Since when? She really came in, said, "House of Spotless, I'm going." Just fucking left. So welcome to Professor Vu's Robot Emporium. Initially I wasn't really sure, because I wanted Crystal to own a business, but I didn't know what kind of business. And one of my mutuals, they play The Sims 4. I don't, but they do. And they told me, oh, well, in The Sims 4, there's someone with the surname Vu that has a lot of stuff in robotics. And I went, oh, Crystal Vu. She can be interested in robotics. Another thing I forgot to note is Pascal is no longer in the science career either. He's in the gamer career and he actually loves his job. So when he gets these ones to stay home from work, I'm always a bit confused. Crystal is just going to, oh, that was a bad tactic. Let's not do that. She's going to try and sell and just get people and pretty much just beg them, like, please, I put my heart and soul into this. Laszlo's having a great time. What about Paula? Will he be able to lure Paula in? No? No, that's a bad move. Okay, you just need to leave them two alone. Her first simoleon? I think Laszlo is just like kind of there. He's not really doing much, but I think maybe he's moral support. What is your problem, David? Do you want me to fight you? Because I will. What's your actual problem? And here's a teen sim. Last episode we couldn't find a teen sim at all, but here he is. Laszlo. Now's not the time to be mucking around. Wow, they're earning a lot of money from this. And again, robots are expensive, right? Is his problem? If we talk to him, he throws a fit. If we don't talk to him, he's upset. What the fuck does he want? Cersei's husband, Loki, actually is like, he does robotics. So I don't even know why she's here when at home, like she has someone who does it already. But maybe she just wants to support her business. Maybe she's feeling nice today. Oh, someone from the military. Go help her out. She seems lost. Girl, how are you lost? Is the first thing you see when you enter the fucking thing. She now has a bronze sales talent badge. She's a quick learner, isn't she? I mean, she is a born salesperson, so I refuse to offer it cheap. We have a debt to pay, and I'm not doing that. Okay, girl. I think we should close at 5. Or try and get this person to buy something. Girl, I'm so sorry. Oh, she really doesn't like her. Okay. It's been a successful first day. I think they made about, let's check, 2,362 simoleons. Really good for a first day. I think Crystal's going to spend all of tomorrow just making more robots to sell in her shop. And hopefully she'll get to gold and we can actually sell servos. That's something I'm really looking forward to. They came back from the first day of Crystal's business and Laszlo has like his hygiene in the red. So he's just like stinking up the place major. But he's just asking her how it was, whether anything went wrong. And it went a lot better than she thought it would have went. So she's quite happy about that. Of course, the perfectionist that she is, she's still a bit like, okay, XYZ could have went a bit better and blah, blah, blah. What are you barking at, G? But he wants to, oh, it's happening. It happens. But now he has full energy and I usually just have him skill build during the night. He's hungry. Of course you're hungry. Do they get hungry? Because he wasn't so hungry before, but now he is. Oh, you go, King. These ears are so cute. I think it was one of my mutuals who created them. I'm not too sure. Maybe if I remember while I'm editing, I'll add like a screenshot or like a link in the description of where I got these. Look how like cute they are. And they match the hair of the person that it's on. Bro's feeling a bit devious. Look at him. Yeah, they're both definitely stoners. Like, they both smoke a lot, I feel. It's really giving Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's what it's truly giving. I did that for GCSEs and it was the most boring fucking book I've ever read in my fucking life. I think it was definitely the language used. And to be honest, the concept of the book itself is like really cool. Like, and obviously back in the day, it was like, oh my God, like how crazy this Victorian doctor who's such a pillar in the community is like this absolute like degenerate. And it was seen as like, whoa, this is like crazy and new and unique. And I think now through a modern lens, reading Jekyll and Hyde, it's like obvious to us that Dr. Jekyll was Mr. Hyde, but back then it was like groundbreaking. And I can appreciate that, but I feel like a lot of the context with Jekyll and Hyde is like completely lost on modern audiences. I remember these random guys, I forgot why they were there, but they just came to like our secondary school one day and they were telling us about Jekyll and Hyde, and I was like, oh, who's asked about Jekyll and Hyde? And they're telling us about how the street that Mr. Hyde was walking down the first time Dr. Jekyll had turned, the street they went down was actually famous for having like child prostitutes, and like people would like sell off their daughters to like pay debts and stuff. It was more of a critique on how Londoners back in the day, and even sometimes now it still kind of stands, there was a critique on how people would tend to overlook all the evil, and then when obviously Mr. Hyde is doing crazy shit, they're like, oh my God, look at the true evil, but they themselves are doing some wacky like messed up fucked up shit. So I think the context is really good, but I think with where we live right now and often we're referencing how our society is and stuff, stuff, we don't really understand where all these references and things like come from. This is such a random tangent. But I was just suddenly thinking of Jekyll and Hyde because of the way like Laszlo turned and how like werewolves are. But I saw somewhere someone was saying how vampires were like a critique on the rich. I really want to make Francis a vampire. So I think next time we play him, I'll try and get that to happen. But like vampires were a critique on the rich. They suck the life out of like the poorer and less fortunate. And werewolves are like the poorer and less fortunate. And so vampires and werewolves hating each other like makes complete sense as if you view vampires as the elite and werewolves as like the working class and shit. So it's now Tuesday morning and Laszlo is just going to de-transform and head back to bed. Meanwhile, I think Crystal's almost ready to get up. So she might serve some breakfast. Oh, and they need to repay back some of the 5,000 should be alright. How much do they have left? 2,000 left? I think they could definitely pay it back. Keep in mind, I had Crystal save up a lot, so she was working hard to get a bunch of the costs for the building. And the building itself is not that expensive. It's like 10,000 simoleons. Crystal should stop by to the laundromat, wash their clothes, because they have some dirty clothes in their inventory. So Laszlo has work soon. I really want to work towards getting him a promotion so he can max out the gamer career. I feel like that would really help Crystal with like the business and stuff. And also because it's his lifetime wish to become level 10 in the gamer career. She really wants Laszlo to no longer be a werewolf. But Laszlo, being the knowledge sim that he is, are you fucking serious? Olive, I'm so sick and tired of this woman. So before anything, I want her to take little Astro for a walk, wash their clothes, and then open the business today. And hopefully we can make a bit more today as well. So I'm in the laundromat and for some reason, I can't press any of the washing machines or dryers when I'm playing as Francis because Francis owns the laundromat. He has these in laundromat mode. I'm just going to buy these mini washing machines here. She should get to know Francis and get some business ideas and tips from him. Does she not have any bolted chemistry with Laszlo? Do they really have no chemistry? So Crystal's now back in her shop. Let's try and get a customer start today. That's a want that she has right here. Oh yes, silver sales talent badge. She's doing amazing. She doesn't have enough money. Oh damn. I'm gonna see if I can like offer at chief and maybe he might buy something. Oh no, it's not letting him do anything. And he's just gonna leave. But at least we got a start from him. Doreen is pretty. Oh my god. Cersei's here again. She really has the hots for Cersei. Is she a lesbian? Doreen the icon. Okay, what about hot self? Let's try a look. Oh my god. He's like, okay, leave me alone, jeez. That's the cash flow today. We've made 1,000 today. Oh shit. Okay, Laszlo has been grinding through the levels at an astounding rate at work lately. The fact he has been leveling so quickly, the game administrators are forcing him to stay out of the game world for a few hours to allow the rest of the players to catch up. Laszlo can spend his day studying botany in his office, or he can head to the park, study botany. Demote him! What? That's shit! No, that's not fair. They told him to stay out the game. He stays out the game and they fire him. So what was he supposed to do when he stays out the game? Just vibe. What the fuck's that about? No, I'm fuming. Act like I didn't choose that. Laszlo, please stop crying. That is such bullshit. I'm not over that. Call a friend. Who's he friends with? Other than family members, who can he talk to? Guy Rightly on a random townie. Just talk to Guy. Who isn't at work? You're just rubbing it in now that everyone's at work and he isn't. So Laszlo and Crystal are getting really acquainted on the couch here. And it doesn't seem like they have any bolts of chemistry. Yes, bestie. And he's hungry again. So is that a werewolf thing that they just get really fucking hungry? It's insane. He always gets hungry when he like transforms. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Because he's a werewolf, I think he gains relationships with dogs much faster. Yes, so he really does. And they're much more likely to see him as like their master. Can he add Astro into his pack, or is that only reserved for wolves? Let's see if that's a possibility or not. It is now Wednesday morning and Laszlo is transforming as just an average guy, and I think I'm gonna pay back the rest of their loan. So now she's debt free. Crystal probably doesn't even know about Laszlo's demotion yet, and he's like, babe, how about what happened at work? And she's like, Laszlo, are you serious? To be honest, I feel like he just has quite bad luck, because I think this is the second time he's gotten demoted. Yes, the second time he's gotten demoted. They really don't want him to climb up the ladder for whatever reason. He definitely has the skill for it. Genuinely, there are so many evil sims in Strangetown, and now it's fucking General Buzz stealing the newspaper. And the newspaper person is like still on the porch. It's like he's camped outside my house to just wait for the newspaper. Like how wicked do you have to be to do that? And how jobless looks like bro. I need them to flirt a bit. I really want to see whether they have chemistry or not. They really have zero chemistry. That's kind of nightmarish. They genuinely don't have any chemistry at all. They had one bolt and now I think it's just fizzled out. The reason why Crystal took so long to finally like warm up to Laszlo, I think she was kind of just like wasn't that attracted to him in the first place. I mean, I think he's very attractive, but maybe he's just not her type. But she's kind of like, if I don't settle down with Laszlo, then who's going to deal with whatever I've got going on? Laszlo's the only guy that's like alright for me. And Laszlo probably can't think of himself with like anyone else but Crystal, which is kind of dysfunctional. Their relationship really isn't the best. This dog keeps pissing everywhere. I'm going to see if I can call a service and just try and train the dog to just not pee on the floor. Yes, obedience trainer. I don't even know how an obedience trainer works. Train your pets. Also sell potions that cure lycanthropy. Laszlo is not interested in curing his lycanthropy at all. He just wants to train the dog. I've never actually used the obedience trainer. Oh wait, they're gonna woohoo. That's gotta be workplace harassment. She's waving at him. Oh, now she's shocked. We're gonna need the lady to do her job here. Purchase training for Astro. Oh, these are for commands. I don't want that. Okay, well, let's just make him learn a random command. Wait, this is not what I wanted the obedience trainer. I wanted her to tell him not to piss on the floor, but she can't do that. So I guess that was just kind of useless. Ooh, gold sales talent badge. Ooh, oh my god. Ooh, he really did not like that. Maybe just start off with basic self first and then go up to dazzle. It's very much like gambling. Like you don't know how a sim is going to react to certain things. Cersei's here again. What is her problem? I mean, as long as you're giving me money, I'm not too bothered, but it's quite weird. So I'm going to see whether we can hire some employees. She's a random townie. Kind of don't care for her, so I'm going to hire her. She has a job, not bothered. Should I call it into work now? Or should we do that tomorrow? I feel like we may as well do that tomorrow. Maybe we can set a uniform as well, because this place needs a cute little uniform. Okay, Matthew is just having issues. What the fuck is his problem? You come talk to him, and he's anal about that. You don't talk to him, and he's upset about that. I mean, it makes sense in real life. If you've ever worked in like retail with customers, you never know what they want. A dude in black, but he has normal skin. I think I removed the skin that he uses, so now he's just like a normal guy. She has chemistry with him? What about dude in black? She has 2 bots with him too. It's super unprofessional. You have a whole ass boyfriend too, over there looking at and leering at other men. Today hasn't been the most productive. Whoa. I think I want Laszlo to max his enthusiasm for games because it's his one true hobby. So I'm going to get him to buy some video games and then just play them like all day. Well, before he has to get to work, which is in 2 hours. SimCity 4 Rush Hour. Let's get that. Is there a way for someone to get more games? I'd love a way to genuinely get more games for like the PC. And off he pops to work. But I completely and genuinely forgot that Crystal has a robotics club at 6. Loki is actually the head. It's his club. So I'll get him, and then Rip and Stella are also a part of it as well. I'm just gonna have them make some small things so they can get it done within the hour. Oh, and Loki is done. He said, I'm done and dusted. Loki is a gold in robotics, so he kind of started it to just get out the house and get more people to see inventing and stuff, because I feel like he has a very strong passion for just creating things. It's also a great opportunity for people to just meet each other, so she's gonna greet Rip, and he's gonna greet Stella, and they're just gonna talk, and they're just gonna hang out. But she's an overachiever, like she's hyper focused, and everyone's just a bit like, okay, we make toy robots and then we vibe, like it's never that serious. Loki appreciates it, I feel. Is he trapped? So it's 10 o'clock and Crystal is just acting like nothing's happening. And here's the gag. Crystal is always late. It's quite often that she comes home late and she won't ever tell Laszlo the reason why. And Laszlo doesn't really want to know the reason why. I think a bit of him is scared that, okay, what if she is cheating on me? Even though he knows that she isn't. So is that slight insecurity that he has that she may be cheating on him. And he doesn't want to face the reality of that. Because he knows within himself that even if she was, probably would stay with her. I don't think he really has the highest self-esteem, and he just kind of accept that from her. He feels even lucky to like be with her, and she stays late doing whatever, and she's like, well, even if I tell Laszlo or not, like, it's not really going to change anything. She doesn't really feel the need to tell him everything that goes on in her life, because she just feels like he doesn't really need to know. I have so many Sims that get the bronze garden and talent badge. I think when I'm like, what can a Sim do? I always make them like have a garden. Like, I never really know what to do. Oh my god, and he's finally come level 8 of the logic skill. He might be able to what's it called? He might be able to max the logic skill. Anyway, after we harvested these plants, I'm gonna see if there's an animation with the smoking. Because I've never actually used it, so I'm so curious as to what this might be. It's like giggle. Bro, this marks the end of the first episode of their rotation. So hopefully you had a great time. I had a great time, and I'm excited to delve more into like the dysfunctional relationship and how low-key toxic it can become. So hopefully next episode we'll get into that. We've had a good time. It's been great being with you, and have a lovely rest of your day.